a quiet world where logic and mystery intertwine in a soft, almost imperceptible dance, there emerged a figure whose very existence challenged the ordinary. A gentle yet brilliant soul known as L Lawliet. His journey began in the stillness of a childhood marked more by silent introspection than by the laughter of play. From the earliest days, L was different. In the dim light of his modest room at Wammy's house, where the only company was the measured ticking of an old clock and the hushed rustling of pages in musty books, L's curious eyes absorbed the smallest details of the world. In that unassuming space, every creak of the floor, every flicker of candlelight, and every quiet murmur of the wind outside was meticulously recorded in the recesses of his mind. While other children found joy in playful exuberance, L found solace in puzzles and questions. A silent vow, unspoken yet deeply felt, that no mystery would ever go unresolved. Born on a cool autumn day, L's arrival was as inconspicuous as a whisper. No one could have foreseen that this quiet infant, whose dark eyes already shone with an intensity that belied his tender age, would one day unravel the most convoluted enigmas of modern society. Early in his life, L discovered that there was a peculiar beauty in thinking deeply, in questioning the assumptions that everyone else took for granted. Long nights were spent in solitary contemplation, where the boundaries between dreams and logic blurred. The challenges of the world, its hidden injustices, the paradox of truth versus deception, became both his muse and his mission. Though his surroundings were modest and sometimes grim, his mind soared beyond the ordinary. Each carefully observed detail, each soft-spoken word of a mentor enriched his understanding of human nature. In those quiet moments, L forged the foundation of a mind that would later be called upon to peer into the heart of darkness. As he grew older in that secluded sanctuary of gifted children, L's unique perspective began to crystallize. He learned to see what was hidden, not with arrogant certainty, but with a gentle, humble awareness that every truth was layered with subtle complexities. The rigorous training at Wammy's house was not merely about cultivating exceptional deductive skills. It was about learning to embrace solitude as both a companion and a catalyst for insight. In the soft glow of early evenings, when the world outside seemed suspended between light and shadow, L's eyes would reflect a quiet determination. Every minor inconsistency in a whispered conversation, or every faint detail of a crime scene, was a puzzle piece that added to his ever-growing archive of observations. His internal library of clues began to mirror the intricate patterns of a master detective in the making. Those formative years, spent with little more than the silent company of books and the distant murmur of familiar voices, nurtured L's mind in ways that few could fathom. While many children reveled in games and laughter, he quietly immersed himself in the art of deduction. In the stillness of his secluded world, a promise was made. to never accept the surface as the whole truth. With every lonely night spent under the dim light of an antique lamp, L honed the extraordinary ability to sift through layers of ordinary details to uncover hidden meanings. He became adept at finding the soft cadence of patterns, even in the chaos of seemingly unrelated events. This early foundation, laid in the corridors of quiet rigor, set him on a path that would eventually lead him into the intricate labyrinth of human behavior, a journey that would demand both unrivaled logic and a tender, if often heartbreaking, compassion for humanity's hidden sufferings. His quiet genius soon attracted the attention of those who recognized the rare brilliance within him. Yet even as mentors offered guidance and kindred spirits emerged in fleeting encounters, L's reserved nature kept most at arm's length. He did not crave the spotlight. Instead, he preferred the soft glow of solitary thought, a realm where his mind could wander freely among endless questions without distraction. In every carefully documented note and every meticulously recorded observation, there was an unspoken mantra. That knowledge, no matter how painful or elusive, was worth the price of solitude. In that promise, L found both a sanctuary and an unyielding drive to one day bring to light the truths that lay hidden beneath layers of deception, to shine a quiet beacon on a world that had too long dwelt in the shadows of its own lies. Thus, in the hushed stillness of his early days, L Lawliet began to forge a destiny defined by the silent pursuit of knowledge and truth. His beginnings, wrapped in the gentle cadence of whispered riddles and soulful introspection, set the stage for a life dedicated to unveiling mysteries that others dared not approach. It was a journey marked by the delicate interplay between the joy of discovery and the sorrow of isolation. A journey where every unanswered question became a quiet promise that one day, even the darkest secrets would be brought into the tender light of understanding. And so, as the soft night cradled him in its cool embrace, and the world around him slumbered in a gentle lull, L's mind set forth on its eternal quest. His was the beginning of a legacy that would be written not in the loud clamor of triumph, but in the muted whispers of a soul determined to reveal the hidden truth, even at the cost of his own tender happiness. This silent journey, a testament to the unyielding strength of the human intellect, would soon blossom into a quiet epic, a narrative of elegance and melancholy, interwoven with the timeless promise that in the depth of solitude, every mystery is a doorway to the light. As the years advanced and the quiet brilliance of L Lawliet began to be recognized beyond the secluded walls of his early sanctuary, his journey became a continuous meditation on the mysteries of human nature, transitioning from the intimate corridors of Wammy's house to the broader arena of intricate cases and unexplained phenomena. L's life assumed the form of a soft tapestry woven from countless silent observations. Every investigation became both a practical endeavor and a gentle inquiry into the human condition, a quest to peel back the layers of pretense and expose the delicate threads of truth that bind society together. In the hushed confines of dimly lit rooms scattered throughout the city, L would sit for hours, his pen dancing quietly across the pages of worn notebooks, the soft scratch of ink, the rhythmic turning of pages, and the occasional whispered note to himself, all merged into a lullaby of concentrated thought. In these long, solitary hours, he pieced together fragments of evidence as though arranging the delicate petals of a night-blooming flower, a flower whose fragrance told a story of both beauty and bitter sorrow. Each detail mattered. Every seemingly insignificant clue became a vital piece of an intricate mosaic that only the keenest observer could comprehend. The cases that crossed L's path were as varied as they were complex. From the quiet horrors of serial crimes hidden within the underbelly of the city, to conspiracies that stretched through the silent corridors of power, every incident was approached with a calm that bordered on the ethereal. His methods were unorthodox. He would often challenge established norms, gently interrogating witnesses with measured, almost whispered questions, until the truth, like a reluctant blossom, revealed itself. The soft cadence of his voice, gentle yet decisive, became the instrument with which he coaxed confessions from the shadows and untangled webs of deception. Amid this relentless pursuit of hidden truths, L began to notice a certain melancholy buried deep within his own heart, a sorrow that grew in tandem with his growing understanding of the world's cruel intricacies. Each case solved, each mystery unraveled, was accompanied by the silent awareness that for every truth uncovered, there were countless hidden wounds left to bleed in the dark. This duality, a persistent tug-of-war between the light of revelation and the darkness of unspoken grief, lent his work a tender depth that few could grasp. In those quiet moments of self-reflection, as he sat alone with his thoughts under the wan light of a solitary lamp, L's inner voice softly whispered of a world where justice was not just a cold, hard fact, but a gentle hope that could restore even the most broken of souls. The passage from youth to the formidable detective he was destined to become was measured in soft increments, a slow transformation marked by numerous silent epiphanies. Slowly, the hints of loneliness that had always shadowed his brilliant mind coalesced into a profound solitude, a quiet isolation that set him apart from those around him. His interactions, though brief and measured, carried the weight of an inner life brimming with complexities. Conversations were a delicate exchange of softly spoken words and knowing glances, rare moments when the superficial barriers fell away, and one could glimpse the tender, unguarded depths of his spirit. In the gentle whispers of those late hours, as the world outside slumbered beneath a blanket of starlight, L would lose himself in memories of cases long past and reflections on the nature of justice. The murmuring of the night, the soft sigh of the wind, and the distant song of a lone bird created a symphony of introspection that accompanied him on his solitary journey. Every piece of evidence, every quiet observation became a meditation, a gentle reminder that truth, no matter how fragmented, was always waiting to be discovered in the delicate shadows of the ordinary. These moments, laced with both hope and heartbreak, defined L's relentless pursuit of understanding. They nurtured in him an ever-deepening resolve to seek the truth, even if it meant confronting the darker facets of human nature. A journey that demanded not just an extraordinary intellect, but a tender willingness to embrace sorrow and pain as part of the broader mosaic of life. And so, as the days merged seamlessly into nights and back again, the detective's path wound ever onward, a path illuminated by the quiet glow of knowledge and the soft, unyielding promise that every mystery solved was a small victory in the eternal struggle against deception. In the quiet sanctuary of his mind, the balance between duty and personal loss became a persistent theme, a delicate interplay where every solved case served as both a fleeting triumph and a gentle reminder of what had been sacrificed along the way. The softness of his introspections, combined with the sharp clarity of his deductions, allowed L to see the world not in black and white, but in countless subtle shades of gray. A spectrum that reflected the intricate complexity of truth itself. And as he meticulously pieced together these shades, every soft revelation was celebrated as a quiet beacon of hope, a small, steadfast light in the seemingly impenetrable darkness of a society veiled in lies. Thus, in the gradual unfolding of his journey, L Lawliet's inner world became a rich tapestry of intermingling emotions and quiet triumphs, a narrative defined by endless nights of thoughtful solitude and the gentle, persistent cadence of a mind that refused to be silenced by the cruelty of the world. It was a legacy built on a whispered commitment that, no matter how overwhelming the shadows, truth would someday prevail, echoing softly as an eternal promise in the corridors of time. Over time, as L Lawliet's reputation as one of the world's most brilliant detectives began to spread, the complexity of his cases deepened, and so did the quiet burden of understanding. Each case that came before him was a subtle reminder that truth was a delicate flower, fragile yet resilient, and that the pursuit of it often came with an unbearable price. In the relentless tide of investigations, L encountered the darkest facets of human nature, crimes born of bitter vengeance, secrets hidden beneath layers of painful regret, and a world where every act of violence left behind echoes of sorrow. Yet, with each case solved, the quiet acknowledgement of humanity's imperfection became a silent mantra that resonated through his very soul. In these intense moments of investigation, L's extraordinary mind was like a vast, uncharted ocean, a repository of ceaseless observation, where every detail was captured with precise care. The soft scratching of his pen, the murmur of his analytical thoughts, and the rhythmic flipping of worn pages became a meditation in itself. a harmonious lullaby that wove together the disparate threads of evidence into a coherent tapestry of understanding. Each solved mystery was a gentle victory over the pervasive darkness of human deceit. Yet it also served as a poignant reminder that for every truth brought to light, countless hidden sufferings remained shrouded in silence. L's interactions with witnesses and suspects alike were carried out in an almost hypnotic stillness. His questions, always softly intoned and measured with a calm precision, gently unraveled the layered narratives hidden within each person's story. Yet these interactions were not without cost. In the quiet spaces between interrogations, when the tension subsided and the soft glow of a solitary lamp filled the room, L's eyes would reveal the subtle strains of loneliness and the weight of responsibility borne by one who had seen too much. The tender sorrow that emanated from those eyes was a quiet, unspoken testament to the internal battles he fought. A balance between the fervent pursuit of truth and the enduring melancholy of understanding that every case carried its own silent tragedy. As the long nights merged into weary dawns, L's inner reflections turned increasingly to the nature of justice itself, a concept both grand and achingly fragile. He often wondered if the severe, unyielding logic that guided his every deduction could ever truly heal a world as broken as it was. The soft cadence of his thoughts, as he sat in a quiet corner of his modest room, was a gentle soliloquy to the paradoxes of human existence. Every solved puzzle not only brought him closer to unveiling the underlying truths, but also deepened his awareness of the overwhelming sorrow that lay hidden beneath the surface of society. The quiet yearning to make sense of it all was a constant companion, a soft, persistent whisper that reminded him that every solution was shadowed by new complexities. Every light of revelation cast a long, delicate shadow of unfulfilled dreams. In this intricate dance between light and darkness, every case became an opportunity for both analytical triumph and a quiet loss. The weight of every secret discovered, every hidden facet of humanity exposed, gently pressed upon his heart, as if urging him to question the very cost of knowing too much. This constant interplay of insight and isolation became the essence of L's existence, a soft, unyielding rhythm that defined his days and marked the silent cadence of his life's work. And yet, despite the profound loneliness and the perpetual burden of his role, there was also an undeniable beauty, a gentle elegance in the relentless search for truth, a quiet dignity that shone like a soft beacon even in the bleakest moments. Thus, as L continued on his solitary path, his every action, every soft-spoken deduction became a part of an enduring legacy, a legacy built on the fragile hope that even the most concealed truths, once brought into the gentle light of scrutiny, could heal the wounds of a turbulent world. Every observation made, every detail noted in the quiet solitude of the night was a whispered promise that justice, in its truest form, was not an abstract ideal, but a living, breathing reality waiting to emerge from the shadows. In the continuous rhythm of his investigations, L's journey was not merely a career. It was a quiet pilgrimage, a steady, unhurried march toward an ever-elusive peace. His inner world, a space of endless reflection and meticulous calculation, whispered softly of the sacrifices required by the relentless pursuit of truth. And with each new dawn, when the first gentle light of day crept over the horizon, he carried with him a soft conviction, an abiding belief that even in a world filled with darkness, the quiet spark of understanding could someday ignite the promise of renewal in the final stretch of L Lawliet's extraordinary odyssey. As the years of relentless investigation and profound introspection wove themselves into a rich, intricate narrative, the quiet solitude of his existence became an essential counterpoint to the chaotic world he sought to understand. The gentle cadence of his thoughts, accumulated over countless nights of solitary musings, now merged with the broader symphony of life, a harmonious blend of sorrow, wisdom, and the soft, unyielding pursuit of truth. In these later moments, as the gentle glow of dusk softened the harsh edges of reality, L found himself reflecting on the cumulative cost of his unending quest. Every solved case, every painstaking deduction, and every quiet moment of revelation had etched itself indelibly upon his soul. The secrets he had uncovered were not just fleeting triumphs. They were enduring wounds, silent scars that testified to the bitter price of insight and the perpetual isolation that accompanied a life dedicated entirely to truth. In the stillness of long, reflective nights, as rain pattered softly against the window and the murmur of the city subsided into a tender lull, L would watch the interplay of light and shadow dance across the walls, a gentle reminder that even in the profound darkness, there remained a delicate trace of hope. The world, with all its relentless bustle and fleeting distractions, seemed to fade away in those moments of quiet introspection. L's mind, however, was ceaselessly active, a vast ocean of thought in which every ripple carried the memory of past cases. Every quiet wave recalled the unspoken pain of lives lost to cruelty and deception. In the hushed solitude of his private sanctuary, amidst the soft glow of a solitary lamp and the gentle rustle of turning pages, he contemplated the inherent contradictions of justice, the harsh realities he uncovered on the streets, in the hidden corridors of the police, and within the secretive confines of the criminal underworld, all merged into a poignant meditation, a thought-provoking realization that every aspect of human nature, no matter how beautiful, carried with it shades of darkness and sorrow. The complexity of L's inner life was evident in the quiet cadence of his voice during those rare moments when he allowed himself to speak with trusted allies. In softly delivered words filled with both clarity and melancholy, he expressed the bittersweet truth that the pursuit of knowledge was a lonely road, a road where each step forward illuminated not only the hidden facts of the world, but also the painful costs of bearing such knowledge. There was a tender poetry to these reflections, a soft soliloquy that resonated deeply with those who understood that the greatest insights often come at the expense of deep personal sacrifice. For L, every puzzle solved was a victory tinged with sadness, every breakthrough a gentle reminder of the isolation that truth inevitably brings. As time wove its silent thread through the fabric of his existence, L's legacy became a collection of these subtle victories and quiet defeats, a mosaic of moments both triumphant and tragic. His sharp, analytical mind was tempered by a profound vulnerability, a wistful longing for the simple human connections that had long been eclipsed by his obsession with unraveling the world's hidden enigmas. He became a solitary sentinel, guarding against the endless tide of deception, even as he yearned for the gentle warmth of understanding. And in that yearning lay the essence of his character, a deep and enduring commitment to finding the light amid the shadows, a steadfast belief that every uncovered secret, every quiet observation, would one day illuminate the path to a more honest world. In these final reflections, as the hush of the night enveloped him and the soft glow of starlight bathed the quiet room, L Lawliet's inner world came into sharp focus, a realm where every thought was imbued with a delicate interplay of logic, sorrow, and relentless hope. His life, a solitary pilgrimage through the labyrinth of truth, had been marked by moments of both exquisite insight and profound loneliness. Yet, even in his deepest isolation, there remained an unyielding spark, a tender, quiet flame that whispered of the possibility of redemption and the enduring power of knowledge. Now, as you allow these gentle words to settle into the quiet recesses of your mind, imagine the soft rhythm of L's beating heart, a steady, unbroken cadence that persisted through years of solitude and silent inquiry. Each thought, each measured word, was a step closer to unveiling the intricate mosaic of human nature, a testament to a mind that had sacrificed much for the sake of truth. And in that soft, reflective moment, the enduring legacy of L Lawliet is not merely the sum of his achievements, but the quiet power of his gentle resolve, a subtle reminder that even the loneliest journey, when driven by an unwavering commitment to uncover the truth, can kindle a light that shines far beyond the confines of isolation. In the unfolding tapestry of life's quiet mysteries, L's story stands as a timeless meditation, a soft epic composed of every whispered secret, every silent revelation, and every tender hope that endures despite the heaviness of reality. And as you drift into a peaceful slumber, let these gentle reflections guide your thoughts, carrying you across the vast expanse of a star-studded sky where the quiet brilliance of a solitary mind illuminates the path to a better, more tender future. In the final passages of this meditative journey, the tapestry of L Lawliet's life continues to unfold with a quiet, unwavering rhythm that speaks of both endless inquiry and tender solitude. The chapters of his existence, now interwoven with the soft threads of countless solved mysteries and the delicate echoes of lost connections, form a legacy that is as haunting as it is luminous. In the stillness of the early hours, when the world rests beneath a gentle blanket of calm, and the relentless hum of reality softens into a silent lullaby, L's lifelong pursuit of truth becomes a quiet meditation, a soft and enduring pledge that every hidden secret and every fragment of human suffering will eventually yield to the tender light of understanding. In these closing hours, L reflects on the cumulative journey of his life, a journey that was marked by the softest moments of human connection and the most profound depths of isolation. Every experience, every carefully observed detail, and every whisper of unspoken truth has contributed to a mosaic of introspection that captures both the brilliance of his analytical mind and the quiet sorrow that lingered behind it. The soft murmur of memories, of fleeting smiles, brief connections, and the soft echo of laughter, long silenced, mingled with the unyielding determination that drove him to relentlessly pursue the truth in a world that thrived on deception. It is in this delicate interplay of joy and sorrow that L's legacy finds its truest expression. A gentle affirmation that even as the world around him fell prey to chaos and cruelty, his mind held steadfast to the belief that truth was the most enduring light of all. Now, as the quiet darkness slowly begins to yield to the soft blush of dawn, and the first tentative rays of morning light filter through the window, L's final reflections emerge as a soft testament to his lifetime of introspection. Each quiet thought, each measured observation, gathered over years of solitary vigilance, stands as a gentle beacon, a reminder that every secret uncovered, no matter how painful, was a step toward a fuller, more nuanced understanding of the human soul. The painstaking process of reconstructing the puzzles of a fractured society had not been without its costs. Each revelation was accompanied by a quiet grief for what had been lost, a tender lament for the innocence that once was and could never return. And yet, in that lament lay a subtle promise that out of the shards of broken dreams, a new light might someday be born, a light that could gently heal the scars of a world too long oppressed by its own secrets. In the soft spaces between the beating of his heart and the slow, deliberate tick of time, L's life became a gentle call for redemption, a whisper that transcended the clamor of the external world to reach into the quiet depths of each soul. His relentless quest for truth, though filled with moments of profound isolation, also carried with it a quiet hope, an enduring belief that even the darkest of mysteries held within them the potential for a gentle awakening. Every long, unbroken night spent dissecting clues and every subtle deduction made in the silence of solitude added up to an immutable truth, that the pursuit of knowledge and the courage to confront harsh realities were acts of quiet heroism. As the final chapter of this meditative odyssey unfolds, the story of L Lawliet stands not simply as a tale of brilliant detective work, but as an enduring meditation on the human spirit. It is a gentle epic of sacrifice and quiet resolve, a timeless narrative that speaks to those who have ever felt isolated by the burden of knowing too much and yet found a tender, unyielding comfort in the search for truth. His life, painted in subdued shades of melancholy and illuminated by fleeting moments of unspoken connection, is a reminder that even in the harshest darkness, there exists a soft, unbreakable light that can guide us forward. Now, as the soft cadence of these words gently fades into silence, and you allow your mind to drift into a restful, meditative state, take with you the quiet essence of a Lawliet's journey, a journey marked by endless introspection, a relentless quest for hidden truths, and the gentle, enduring hope that every secret, once unveiled, can bring us closer to a world bathed in the soft light of understanding. Let his silent legacy soothe your thoughts and cradle you in a gentle embrace as you surrender to the profound, restorative power of sleep. Good night, dear listener, and may your dreams be as enduring as the unyielding spirit of a man who dared to seek the truth in a world filled with secrets.